everyone, how are you all? So today our topic is about quadratic equation, and we all know that quadratic means 2. So our focus is to know what is an equation, and I will tell you this equation by connecting it to the polynomials. So first of all, the main thing we want to know is what is a polynomial. Suppose I am having this. First of all, I will tell you about some new words that are very helpful to know the concept of polynomials. It is an algebraic expression. Algebraic expression means it's a combination of constants as well as variables. So here 2, 3, 5, these are constants. Why these are constant? Because they are constants. Constants means because they are fixed. We can't change the value of 2, 3, 5 in any situation, in any equation, in any polynomial, and all over the maths. It is same everywhere. That's why they are called constants. Now we come to x. It is called variable. Why it is variable? Because it varies. According to the situation, according to the equation, it changes. So x is called variable. Here we can change its value according to the situations. Their combination, a combination of constants as well as variable, is called algebraic expressions. Algebraic expression, see here, it is 2x square plus 3x plus 5. Here it's a combination. We are using constants as well as variable, and we are giving it some power. Exponents are also there. So this algebraic expression is called a polynomial. Now we have different type of polynomials with different degrees. So I will tell you what is the degree of the polynomial. Degree means the highest power of x is called degree. Here x raised to power 2, exponent is 2, here 1 and here nothing, so we can say x raised to power 0, because we know that x raised to power 0 is always 1, so we can write this single constant term as 5 into x raised to power 0. So degree is here 2. Degree means highest power of x. Highest power of our variable is called the degree, and here highest power is 2. So now we know what are constant, variable, algebraic expressions and the degree. So now we come to a generalized form. Suppose I am having px is equal to an x raised to power n plus an minus 1 x raised to power n minus 1 a2 x square plus a1x plus a0. Here an minus 1, a2, a1, these are called coefficients. I here told you that 2, 3, 5 are constants, and the constants which are multiplied with these variables are called the coefficients. So coefficient, if someone asks coefficient of x square, it is 2. Coefficient of x is 3, and this is called constant term. So 2, 3, 5 are coefficients here, and the generalized form of a polynomial, if we are writing this px is equal to in this form, where an is not equal to 0, because we are writing a polynomial of degree n, and if our an becomes 0, this term will go away and remaining terms are left. So its degree will become n minus 1, because I told you the highest power of x is the degree. So if an is 0, then the highest power will become this, and so degree will become n minus 1. So the leading term means the highest power जो होती है, that is the leading term. So leading term of the coefficient of leading term should never be equal to 0. It should have some value, and the coefficient of the leading term is called the leading coefficient. So this is the main thing you have to remember about a polynomial, that polynomial is an algebraic expression, and here a0, a1, an, all these coefficients are real numbers. Real numbers. It can be rational as well as irrational. No problem if our coefficients are irrational number. That will also very helpful. I will tell you the way how we can solve. Now the main thing, there is one condition how we can say it is a polynomial, that the exponent of the exponents means powers can't be negative. It is the main thing, main condition. An algebraic expression should be a polynomial. In algebraic expression it doesn't matter because it's a combination of constants and variables, but when we can say it is a polynomial, the exponent should be a positive integer. Suppose I am giving you an example. I will clear this thing by examples. We generally denote these by px, qx, rx. Suppose I am taking this and I am having 2x raised to power 5 plus 3x raised to power minus 4 plus 4x square plus 5. I will tell you each and everything. First of all, can we say it is a polynomial? No, we can't say it is a polynomial because the exponent of x is here negative, and I told you the main condition for an algebraic expression to be a polynomial, that the exponent should be positive. And here minus 4 is negative, so it is not a polynomial. To make it a polynomial, we should write it like this. Otherwise, if it is minus 4, it becomes 3x raised to power 4. So we can't divide with the variables. Our variable should be positive. Now I have made it positive. So now we are having px is equal to 2x raised to power 5 plus 3x raised to power 4 plus 4x square plus 5. Now what can we say about this? Now it is a polynomial. Yes, it is definitely a polynomial. And what is the degree of this polynomial here? 5. Yeah, because the highest power of x is 5 here, so its degree is 5. And here coefficients are 2, 3, 4, 5, and leading term is 2x raised to power 5, and leading coefficient is 2, and variable is x. So it's a combination of constants and variables. These are called coefficients. X is called variable because it varies. It will give you different values according to different equations and different polynomials. And degree, the highest power is called the degree. Highest power of x is 5 here. And it is not always that we will use x. We can use any variable. We can use y, we can use z. Now I am using y. It is again the same polynomial with the variable y. If I am taking variable y here, then here I will also put p bracket y, because whatever variable is here, we show it here. I think you got what is a polynomial. Now there are categorization of polynomials, and one thing, terms I should also tell you. See, this is a polynomial. If we multiply this coefficient and this variable, and they are getting multiplied, so it becomes one term. Whenever plus or minus sign come between these numbers, they become a term. So here this is a one term, this is second term, and this is third term. So how many terms are there? 3 terms are there, because we are having these two signs. Before that one term, one term, one term, so 3 terms are there. If we are having 3x cube plus 5x square plus 7x plus 6. How many terms are there? Here 4 terms are there. We can count like this. This is a single term. We can't count like this. This is a term, this is a term. No. Whenever plus or minus sign comes in between, then we say this is a term. This is a single. So here how many terms are there? 4 terms are there. Now we can categorize polynomials. There are 2 bases. One base is on the basis of terms, we can say polynomials how many types, and on the basis of degree. Degree I already told you. If we are having, this is a polynomial of degree 2. Because highest power is 2, so this is a polynomial of degree 2, and the polynomial of degree 2 is called a quadratic polynomial. And polynomial of degree 3, because here highest power is 3, it is called cubic polynomial. If degree is 1, suppose I am having 2x plus 1, this is also a polynomial. So if degree is 1, then it is called linear polynomial. And if degree is 4, it is called biquadratic. So generally we use up to 4 these names. Afterwards we say a polynomial of degree 5, polynomial of degree 10, polynomial of degree n. I have given you the example of a polynomial of degree n, that was the generalized form also. So we can say there are only specific name up to 4. Linear polynomial means a polynomial of degree 1, quadratic polynomial, polynomial of degree 2, cubic polynomial, polynomial of degree 3, and biquadratic, a polynomial of degree 4. Now we can categorize it on the basis of terms. This was the categorization on the basis of degree. Now on the basis of terms. Suppose I am having this 2x. This is a single term. So a single term polynomial is called monomial. Several examples: 2x, simply 5. 5 is also polynomial and term is single, but whenever a single constant term is there, we can also call it constant polynomial. Constant polynomial if there is single term and that is only constant, we call it constant polynomial. What can we say about the degree of a constant polynomial? See, I am having just 5, there is no variable. Can I write like this? X raised to power 0, 5x raised to power 0, because we know that x raised to power 0 equals to 1 always. X raised to power 0 is always 1, so there is nothing. 5, we can write it 5 into 1, I can write it 5x raised to power 0. So here degree is, there are no terms with which we can compare. So highest degree is 0. So degree is 0. And there is one more important thing. If I am having a 0 polynomial, this is called a 0 polynomial. 0 polynomial means I am having only 0 as its term. So it is having single term, it is of course a monomial, but because there is only one term and that is 0, so I can call it 0 polynomial. Now what can we say about the degree of this? See, it is very typical. I can write it first 0 into 1, x raised to power 0. Now, so what is its value? It becomes 0. Now I can write it as 0 into x raised to power 1. X raised to power 1 is x. But we will not see, so total thing becomes 0. Now can I write it x raised to power 10? Again total things become 0. So only 0 I can write it in infinite number of ways. I can write 0 as 0 into x raised to power 0. I can write 0 as 0 into x raised to power 10. I can write it 0 into x raised to power 1000. So there are infinite number of ways in which I can write this only single 0. So can you say what is about its degree now? No, nobody can say about its degree because everywhere the power of x gets changes. So degree of zero polynomial not defined. This is a very important phenomena. You should learn this: degree of zero polynomial not defined and degree of a constant polynomial is defined, and that is 0. And term wise, now we come to the point again. Whatever I am thinking I should tell, I am telling you because these little things are very useful to you whenever you are studying polynomials and whenever you are studying quadratic equations. So monomial, any polynomial having only single term, and any polynomial having two terms, it is called binomial. These two terms can anything. These are not fixed. I can take like this 5x cube plus 9, 5x cube plus 2x square. So there are two terms in these, so these are called binomial. And if we are having three terms, suppose I am having three terms, this is called trinomial. And similarly like this, these are specific names. Otherwise we can say a polynomial of n terms, polynomial of 7 terms, polynomial of this. Specific names are only for these types of polynomial. So what we got, हमने समझा कि polynomial is an algebraic expression in which degree is the highest power of x, and polynomial, different type of polynomials are there. One is based on the terms and one is based on the degree. So if we are talking about degree, there are polynomials like linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial, cubic and biquadratic, and afterward we can say a polynomial of degree n, polynomial of degree 10, and on the basis of term a polynomial if having single term, monomial having two terms, binomial having three terms, trinomial. These are the specific names. Afterwards we say like the same before. Now we connect this polynomial with an equation. What is the relation between these two things? Suppose I am taking an polynomial 3x plus 5, it is a linear polynomial. If I am equating this polynomial equals to some number, then it becomes an equation. Again, see, whenever I am equating a polynomial with some number, then it becomes a equation. Means equality sign whenever comes, a polynomial becomes equation. Here I can write it like this also, minus 3 is equal to 0. So generally suppose quadratic means 2. Now I come to the quadratic equation. Quadratic means whenever a polynomial of degree 2 is equating equal to some number, we are using equal sign, it becomes a quadratic equation of degree 2. Quadratic equation means, I already told you, equation of degree 2, and equation means what? When a polynomial is equated to some number, it becomes an equation. A very difference is not so much. Now I will talk about what is a standard quadratic equation. Px, standard quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. We put it generally equal to 0 where a is not equal to 0 and a, b, c are real numbers. Initially, I took an example of an algebraic expression and I came to the polynomial, and now from polynomial I came to the equation. What is an equation? When we equate a polynomial equal to 0, it becomes an equation, and here a is compulsory not equal to 0, because if a becomes 0, this number becomes 0 and it will not be a quadratic. Now it becomes a linear polynomial, linear equation. So the degree of the highest power is very, and coefficient of leading term should not be equal to 0, it is must. So I think now you understood the concept of a polynomial and an equation. Now it is not always like that an equation is given and it will be in standard form. Sometimes it is given in the hodgepodge form and we have to bring it in a proper or standard form. Suppose they are asking, check whether these are quadratic equations or not. By seeing just, we always can't say whether they are quadratic or not, because equality comes, and in equality sometimes things gets cancelled. See by these examples. So that's why this is the difference between polynomial and equation. By seeing the polynomial we can say whether it is a polynomial or not, and we can tell about the degree and we can tell about the terms also. But in case of equations we can't tell everything just by seeing. We have to sometimes calculate it and then we have to come to the conclusion. First of all, whether it is a quadratic or not, whether it is a quadratic equation or not, and then which type of this, how many terms are there, what is the degree. So they are asking, check whether it is a quadratic equation or not. So we will simplify. It becomes a plus b whole square. We will write it x square plus 1 plus 2x is equal to 2x minus 6. We will combine the terms. We bring all the terms to the left hand side. Plus 1 plus 6 is equal to 0. See, equality is always there. Now I think you understood the concept and understood the difference between polynomial and equation. See, now here degree is 2, so it is a quadratic equation and it is equal to 0. We have to solve the quadratic equation. To solve the quadratic equation means we have to find the roots of the quadratic equation. See, suppose I am having a quadratic equation x square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. So I have to solve this quadratic equation, means I have to find those values of x which make the total value of this quadratic equation equals to 0. Means we have to do left hand side equal to the right hand side. That is the meaning to solve a quadratic equation, and that we can solve those numbers which make the value of the given quadratic equation equal to 0 are called the roots of the quadratic equation. Roots of the quadratic equation. Again, see, the number which make the value of this equation equal to 0 is called the root. Suppose I am having x is equal to 2. Put in this x square plus 2 square means 4 plus 5 2s are 10 plus 6. We are getting 10 plus 6, 16 plus 4, 20. 20, is this 20 equal to 0? No. 20 is not equal to 0, means left hand side is not equal to right hand side. Therefore, x is equal to 2 is not the root of the equation. Now, we will take some another number. Suppose I am taking x is equal to minus 2. Now, put this value of x is equal to minus 2 in the given equation. Wherever x is there, I have to put minus 2. So, it becomes minus 2 square plus 5 into minus 2 plus 6, 4 minus 10 plus 6. So 0, and right hand side is also 0. So minus 2 is the number which is making the value of the given equation equal to 0. Therefore minus 2 is the root of the given equation, and every quadratic equation has exactly two roots. Linear equation having only one, quadratic 2 roots and cubic 3 roots, means there are two values which will make this the left hand side equal to the right hand side. Now question arises, how we can find these roots? It will be difficult to check each and every number from 0 we will start, we will take all positive negative, it is difficult. So roots can be negative as well as positive. So there is a way to find the roots of this quadratic equation, and that is called middle term split. Middle term split we call the name of that method. जैसे कि we can see from the name middle term split. So I have to split, this is the middle term because there are three terms and the second term is the middle term, and I have to split the middle term in two parts. There is a specific way how I can do that. Compare the given equation with ax square plus bx plus c. So I can see here a is equal to 1, b is equal to 5 and c is equal to 6. So I have to take this c, 6, c into a. First of all I have to take ac. A is 1, c is 1 into 6, I am getting 6. So I have to choose such type of numbers which make the product 6 and which make the addition a plus b should be 5. Sorry, b is equal to 5. So I have to choose two such type of number which make the product AC equal to 6, and when I am adding those two numbers, suppose those two numbers are alpha beta, when I am adding these two numbers I should get 5. So see how. Now AC is our 6. I will always start from first. 1 into 6 is 6. So two numbers, those two numbers alpha beta are here, 1 and 6. If alpha is 1, beta is 5, is there addition comes 5? No, 1 plus 6 is 7, so that is not applicable for us. Now we will take the next number. We will use the product and we have to come to the addition of the numbers. Now I will choose 2. 2 divided by 6, 2 3s is 6. So product I already got. I got two numbers whose product is 6, and I have to check whether these two numbers alpha beta satisfy the addition law also. Now 2 plus 3 is 5. So this is correct for us. 2 into 3 is 6 and 2 plus 3 is 5. So I will put in this. Our given equation was C. How I can write this? You have to do 2 or 3 sums and then you will totally understand the concept. It is little bit different. So can I write this 5x now? 2x plus 3x, because I got those two numbers as 2 and 3 and I have to split this 5x. Thus it is important that we have to see that product should be 6 and addition should be 5. Now we have to combine, there are totally 4 terms and we have to combine these two terms and we have to combine these two terms. By combining them, how we can solve? We can take x common. I have to check what number I can take that is common to both the terms. Here x is common and we are left with x, and when we are dividing, common means what? Common means what? We have to take that number which when divide this it gives the same value. If I am taking x, so if you are not getting what I should write inside, you can see by dividing x square ko, when we divide with x we get x. How? Because here power is 2 and here is 1, and when we divide power gets subtracted, so x raised to power 1 x. So inside we are having x, and if you are not getting by taking x common, you can divide 2x by x, you are left with 2. And here also what is common to both the terms? 3 is common. We are left with x plus 2. Now it is this number, this term and this term is always same. You can check whether you are doing right or not by checking this one. Whenever we are taking common, this term and this term is always same. Now see, it is a single term now and it is a single term now because I told you the term changes whenever we are applying plus or minus sign in between them. So what is the common between these two terms now? X plus 2. X plus 2 is common. Whenever x plus 2 we are taking out, we are left with x, and here we are left with 3. So x plus 2 into x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now x plus 2 is equal to 0 or x plus 3 is equal to 0. If the product of two numbers is equal to 0, either of them should be equal to 0. So x is equal to minus 2, x is equal to minus 3. Therefore, there are two values minus 2 and minus 3 which make the given equation equal to 0. So this is the proper way of doing all these type of questions, and this is called middle term split way. Now I am taking one more example. The example is (3x square plus 5x plus 6). I am taking another example. It will be little bit tough for you. (3x square plus 7x plus 2). Now see, equals to 0. This is a quadratic equation and we have to solve it by splitting the middle term again. First of all, we will compare our equation with the standard quadratic equation. Here A is equal to 3, B is equal to 7 and C is equal to 2. First of all, our aim is to find AC. In every case, we will find AC. AC is equal to 6. Now we have to choose two numbers. The product of those numbers should be 6 and the addition of those numbers should be 7. So here two numbers. We will start from 1 always. 1 into 6. 1 6 are 6. So already first step में यहाँ पर we got two numbers. Product is 6 and addition is these two numbers alpha, beta, and addition C 1 plus 6 is 7. So how we can write? By splitting the middle term. 3x square plus 6x plus 1x plus 2 is equal to 0, and there is no difference if I am writing 6x plus 1x or I can write it as 1x plus 6x. Answer is always same and there is no problem at all. It's your choice. Now combine two terms and here we have to take common. We can see 3x is common and x plus 2, and from here also there is no number common, x plus 2. There is nothing common, so whenever this type of situations come, we take 1 as common number because 1 divides both the numbers completely, and here x plus 2 is totally common and 3x plus 1 equals to 0. Now x plus 2 is equal to 0 or 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. X is equal to minus 2, x is equal to minus 1 by 3. So we got two values of x which make the value of the polynomial equal to 0. You can try, you can verify by applying these two values in the given quadratic equation and you will see that you are getting the left hand side equal to 0. So our roots are, they will say find the roots of the quadratic equation. Our roots are minus 2 or minus 1 by 3. Both are the roots of the given equation. Later on we will take more example and you have to practice itself also. then only you will able to understand the concept, and we will take some difficult questions like if we are having here minus sign, here minus sign, some numbers with irrational numbers, these type of questions I will take in my next video. I hope कि आपको आज का वीडियो बहुत अच्छा लगा. आपको कहीं भी कोई भी प्रॉब्लम है तो आप प्लीज़ कमेंट में डाल के पूछिए. आई विल डेफिनेटली आंसर. ओके, मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. बाय बाय.